This segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your partner is good health. All right, welcome back. We have the parish president of Terrebonne, now Mr. Jason Bergeron, and we have the vice chair of the Terrebonne Parish Council, Ms. Kim Chauvin, also District 8. She doesn't forget about District 8 while she's the vice chair. All right, so Jay, let's bring up the map real quick just to let everybody know. This is going to change all night. This is going to happen all night. You're going to have thunder boomers. Watch right here around Grand Isle, Lafourche, and St. Mary as it explodes. There it is, right there. So I want to bring up the graphic real quick as we lead into the parish president's comment, where it shows half of Terrebonne Parish right there, right in the middle. Half of Terrebonne Parish gets a lot of rain. The other half gets to 2 to 6 inches over several days. I don't know if I've ever seen a graphic like that cuts the parish in half. Where do you cut it and say, okay, Gibson, you're going to get 10 inches, and right around South Down School, you're going to get 2. Yeah. But we'll see if that happens. So just got to prepare for the 10, right?
Yeah, and that's what we've been hearing and being, as far as the conversations we're having, is that we're probably looking at about 10 inches of rain over 4 days. And again, it could change 15 times by the time this thing gets a little bit closer. And as you say, what's going to be that half? It could end up being flipped. We just thought about it, prepare. We've been pumping down. We've been making sure everything's clean. We do cleanup of catch basins and drains on a regular basis. We're going through some areas that maybe we have some issues historically in making sure that those are clean. And then as people are reporting things, we're going through and clean them up. And we're going to be doing that throughout the storm.
Let's show the camera outside right now. Here the rain just starting to hit pretty good. So if we could get at least a shot of terror, I'm sure Grand Isle's pretty similar. It's going to hit all of us at one time. There's the rain starting in Terrebonne. Do we have a Grand Isle shot real quick? That was a pretty ominous scene a while ago. I didn't want to interrupt. I wanted to catch the rain as it comes, but
real-time news right there.
Yeah, that's real time. God, we've been through this so much, and Kim was asking a question a while ago, and it's very pertinent as we're watching the Grand Isle shot. And it's the same question we get all the time. Well, how much rain can the parish take? And I heard you tell her, depends on the area, and that's very true. It depends on the capacity in the pipes in that area, depends on did people clean their drains before it starts. So there's a lot of factors that go along, but I can't urge people enough while you have time, go clean the catch basins. If they clogged up, you're not going to drain.
Yeah, and look, they can clean them, call us, we'll clean them. When you look at what we dealt with Francine, right, you look at, historically, I think it was for Rita, we had 11,000 homes flood for that hurricane. Francine, when it came to surge, we had 0, but we had some properties in the north side of the parish due to the fact that some drains got clogged during the event and caused some flooding. And so, we got to monitor that. We're going to have our teams out and about. As you see an issue pop up, please call us, and weather permitting, we'll go out there and take care of it. But if you see something, please let us know.
Yeah, before I get to Kim and ask her a few questions, how have y'all been on the pump downs in the parish? Pretty good at this point?
Pretty good at this point. We do it for every potential rain event, whether it's a front coming through or something like this. So, we get to the point where we're closing the Bayou Black barge today. So doing some things to protect us. Again, water coming in. I know, talked with the Levy District earlier. They've closed a couple gates, but kind of monitoring. And so as this thing moves around and as it rains or as as it strengthens or weakens, we just got to kind of move as the storm moves and react and make sure that our residents are protected.
But when it hugs this close to the coastline, the surge is going to be very minimal, if any, coming in on this one. And so that's not going to be the problem. The problem we all knew all along would be rain. Kim, let me ask you as far as what are some of your, because as a council person going around and sort of checking everything, and you do check
Yes,
everything.
I do.
Yeah.
I drive around.
What are some of your biggest concerns with a rainstorm like that?
So it's having the water accumulate like on the streets and stuff because we have a clogged drain. So one of the things that I do check, and I've kind of been putting it out there, if you see something, let me know. I'll get it in, and I've done that with David Roma. I've been able to call him right away and let him know, and he's sent some people out already to the different areas that I've called in. But Prospect, a lot of rain accumulates right there, and it's right in that corner. So you have all of those leaves that are on the side where Senator Circle kind of meets it, and all of that goes into those drains right there. I think for Francine, I was out there with another lady, and we had the rakes and the shovels, and we were picking it up. And right as we picked it up, and then David Rome had sent some more people down there, so we were catching each other. But right as we would pull up the leaves, the water would just flush down. So it's just taking care of those areas of that nature and making sure the ditches are clean and different things like that, not clogged up culverts. If you see something, you got to let me know, because I'm on Facebook. I keep up with all of that. I try and watch which areas need it and get out there.
Yeah, no doubt. To the parish president, what's y'all, for this kind of storm, how do y'all deploy in this one?
We're going through the motions as far as what we'd normally be doing when storms approach, and we use it as a test for the system. I've been telling people that, look at this as a trial storm to have all your preparations ready and everything, and we're just going to continue to monitor. And again, our teams are going to be out and about during their entire event, unless the weather gets where it's just unbearable. And in this situation, we doubt that's going to happen, but you never know. A water spout could pop up, something else can pop up. So that's why we try to make sure. The thing to make sure our residents know is, once things start to happen, stay hunkered down. The more they're out and about, the more it puts our first responders in harm's way. And we just want to make sure that we're doing as little of that as possible to make sure our first responders can handle the issues they need to when they come up.
Isn't the problem with this, because we do it on TV too. People go, well, how long are y'all going to be on? Well, we're not going to be on the whole time for this storm, because a lot of these storms are big rain events that we see during a typical summer day. So we don't want to get people so excited about the fact that we're on and we're doing it. So we want to keep their adrenaline down. Y'all have the same problem, don't you? You can't go out and treat it like an Ida, but you want to be watching just in case a sector or something gets a big rainfall.
Yeah, we're going to be on alert. Again, we got law enforcement officials out and about on a parish regular basis, fire departments, Acadian Ambulance Services, by Kane Ambulance Services. They're out and about. They're going to let us know what things are going on as things develop. We're going to keep an eye on the radar. We're going to look for if something pops up and, what we have to deal with. But again, just making sure if you do see an issue, call it in, report it to us. If you have an emergency, call 911, right? Don't call the parish for an emergency, but report issues to us, and we're going to continue to monitor and make sure that our residents have the best safe experience they can.
Yeah, and it's starting. Go ahead, Kim. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I would remind people that if you're on a street and water has accumulated, don't ride it so fast where you're going to throw water in someone's yard or home. Be cognizant of what's going on around you and just take it slow if that would happen. I know that there are quite a few neighborhoods that may. They may see that, they may not see that, but be careful on those
parts. And that's a good point, because that drives me up the wall when we get cameras out in place, or when Dwayne's driving live, and you see somebody roll right through, and you're going,
yes.
Really? It drives you up a wall. But, Jay, let's put the image back. There we go. And you could just see the massive amount of rainfall, but it was moving quicker than I ever anticipated. This thing's moving at a faster clip. On your latest advisory phone call or whatever, is that what y'all were getting?
It's interesting. The advisory phone call we had this morning, it was really that it was going to be a heavier amount of rain Friday during the day. So, you're getting, like we were kind of talking about earlier, you're getting little pieces, that are actually having more rain maybe below Morgan City than you are in the Florida area. So as this thing kind of moves through the water and reacts to the water temperatures and everything, you're probably gonna have a mixed bag on this one, but we know for sure we're gonna have rain. And again, just get hunkered down, get everything you need, get hunkered down. I'm sure people are gonna be working tomorrow. We're not announcing anything as far as any kind of curfews or anything like that. We think, like you said, it's going to be a rain event that we deal with on a Sunday afternoon, maybe some 30-mile-an-hour gusts, maybe 40-mile-an-hour gusts. But that's why it's important to make sure your yard's clean, things are hunkered down, things are protected where they can't blow around or get into drains. And if something happens, let us know.
We've seen 70-mile-an-hour winds on thunderstorms that develop during the summer.
Yeah.
So we ought to be used to it now. And I know everybody, Ida sort of changed the whole outlook on everything. People are always on edge. Now, when there's a storm out there, people get nervous and totally understand it. Kim, you've been going around, and I know the parish president as well, but what are you sensing from the public? What's their mindset towards this storm?
I think they see it as a rain event, that's about to happen, and they're just picking up and doing things that need to be done. Nobody wants to, to have this much water coming down, but here we are. So I think that people are prepared. I've put out a number of things like it is better to be prepared than not. So I don't sense people like an emergency situation. I really do sense that they know the importance of it. They're doing their due diligence. And they're just it's gonna be a normal day of getting up, going to work, and doing your thing.
Normally, we can tell by the Grand Isle shot what's going to be happening in Lafourche and Terrebonne in short order. So maybe we can pull up Grand Isle again and check that out, because on the way the crow flies, that's looking north and northeast from where we are. So we're going to be getting into that ominous situation in short order, but it's well advanced. Go back to the stick computer, and I want to see, this one just explodes, but trying to get the movement on that. Everything's moving westerly. So yeah, we're going to be in for probably, and like you said, it's going to rain, stop, but I think once this mass hits us right here, we're going to have rain for a little while. We just don't want to be in a training effect. And that'll come tomorrow, and that'll come Saturday. I think Saturday it pretty much will be. But tomorrow could be the training effect. You just don't want to be caught up in those rains one after the other. So that's where it gets serious. So just to reiterate, your employees all on a standby mode. When you make the call, they jump to it.
Well, and sometimes calls are going to come in straight to them, and they're going to respond to it and everything. So we hadn't done any kind of emergency days. We're in normal working order, normal 8 to 5 for the employees that are at the office. But for those that work, earlier or later shifts, all that's progressing as normal. We hadn't made any changes, and we're going to respond to issues as they're reported. So.
Yeah. And Kim, I see Robbie Lee in the audience. Communications is key for these type of things. How do y'all communicate amongst the council people and with the parish president? There's got to be a lot of communications during events like this.
Yeah, we do. A lot of texting back and forth to see what's going on, any changes of that nature. I'll watch what's coming in. A lot of times, Robbie is sending us the information that we may need. A lot of, in some instances, I'm texting him to say, hey, what about this? So I think communication is really good, and we respond to each other quite quickly in these instances.
I'm curious, you don't have satellite phones?
We do.
Wow,
We do.
cool.
Yeah.
We need to get some over here. I love those satellite phones.
A lot of stuff with like Starlink is what we've really adjusted to. So, and look, people don't realize that in a lot of cases, you can actually use your newer iPhones with satellite services. So a lot of technology opportunities, and again, testing a
right
lot
up
of this
your
stuff in
alley.
events. Yes, sir.
You love that. You love that technology. Anything we missed? I'm trying to think of it. I'm just trying not to overplay this thing and telling people 30, 35 mile per hour winds at times, and a lot of rain.
I would just say don't overreact.
Yeah.
Again, like you're saying, this is a rain event that we normally go through. It's probably less than what we normally go through on a regular basis. And again, you might have a storm just kick up on you, a little batch kick up on you right where before you realize it. So if you don't have to be out and about, don't be out and about. Make sure your yards are clean. Make sure drains are clean around your place. And if you can't do it, or it's a bigger task. Again, we're there to help and make sure that anything needs to be clean is clean. Just call us, let us know, and as it develops, we'll respond.
And check on the elderly
Yes.
around you.
Check your neighbors.
Yeah, that's very important.
See if they need anything on
do
that part.
All right, so I'm sure we'll be seeing y'all tomorrow. We're just going to monitor this thing as it goes through. And Jay, once again, let's leave them with the maps and the imagery, as we could just say that. Let's call this one the Blob, because that's what it is. The old movie, The Blob. That's what this is. Because look, it was raining in Houma a second ago. It's dissipated. Once again, when you see these big purple areas, just to reiterate, don't assume that they're gonna stay in place and reach you. Sometimes, like watch right here, look how they dissipate. They just dissipate. So they explode, they look crazy, and then they're gone. So don't assume we'll be in a 2 or 3 hour. Prepare for 2 or 3 hours at a time, but don't think it will always be that way. So we'll take a break. We'll be back. We'll probably see y'all tomorrow.
Thank you.
Work.
Thank y'all for what y'all doing. We appreciate it. Bye-bye. We'll be back.
Okay.
This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your partner is good health.